Cultivating Immortals and Eating Melon Check-in System. Chapter 1, Crossing the Other World and Becoming a Master of Eating Melons. In the 21st year of Tianming, on the trial ground of the Immortal League, the wind and clouds were treacherous, and thunder bombarded. In the splendid hall, everyone with concentrated eyes witnessed the Immortal Alliance's punishment of a demon girl. The demon girl was tied up with 5 flowers, and the fairy locks were tightly entangled, and the blood dripped on the smooth ground, which was miserable. It seems that being too outstanding is not necessarily a good thing. A monk in a Taoist robe sighed in a low voice, his tone full of regret. The heroine Lin Weiying stood in the crowd, looking up at the extremely dramatic trial, although her heart was full of questions, but she also had time to think. Suddenly, an unusual chill spread from within her, and the air around her became heavier. Just when she was looking around blankly, the thunder roared, slashing straight at the demon girl. The heroine subconsciously wanted to dodge, but completely forgot to react, and the whole person stood in place. Suddenly, a strange voice sounded in her head. Welcome to Bind the Melon Eating Check-in System, check in the famous scenes, eat melons without bounds, be the happiest are you in the melon field, and watch the most wonderful life of others. Lin Weiying was stunned, her heart was beating faster, her mind seemed to be filled with countless messages, and her whole body and mind were uplifted. It's system. Her mind was full of doubts, but the scene in front of her could no longer distract her. She listened blankly to the system's voice. Fresh hot melon, the senior sister is actually in the devil to save the little junior sister. Afraid that the junior sister will be injured by the demonic chi, she hid to recuperate, but was picked up by the mending knife man, and the little junior sister has always regarded the mending knife man as her life-saving benefactor. In fact, not only the little junior sister was saved by the senior sister, but even the missing mending knife man picked up a dog's life because of the righteous law. Enforcement of the senior sister. Lin Weiying's mouth opened wide, and the whole person was dumbfounded. She thought that this trial was a justice service, but she didn't expect that the senior sister was not for power, but out of love and responsibility, and her story was far more complicated than what appeared on the surface. She immediately came to her senses and had a decision in her mind. She wants to record this famous scene called Senior Sister Grievance and make the truth public. How could she miss such a melon-eating scene? I thought it was a conspiracy with a monstrous desire for power, but I didn't expect that behind it was hatred of the sea. The senior sister is not a demon girl at all, she is simply a living bodhisattva. This is a big injustice that is difficult to find in the world. Her heart was clear. Her mood couldn't help but get excited, and she had to eat every famous scene in the future. Chapter 2, Melon Field Report, Breaking the News of Life. Since Lin Weiying has been bound to this melon-eating check-in system, she has been immersed in her fresh melon full of entertainment every day, and has set up her own mission, to concentrate on checking in every famous scene, and pass on the truth to everyone, so that everyone knows those little-known stories. Boom. The strongest immortal venerable fell in love with his best friend and Taoist couple, just because the two had a one-sided relationship 100 years ago. The system suddenly broadcast a message with a strong sense of entertainment in his tone. Lin Weiying was shocked. Bull-headed man? The 1,000-year-old iron tree blooms, go and steal your brother's hometown, cow. She couldn't suppress her emotions at all. The secret of this master-apprentice relationship was actually triggered by a chance encounter 100 years ago. How could she not eat melons in this kind of bloody plot? She hurriedly clicked punch-in under the prompt of the system and quickly recorded it, her heart full of excitement. Boom. The head of the family has not been married for thousands of years, but he fell in love with his disciple. There was a little bit of her shadow in her eyebrows and eyes. Master-apprentice love? Stand interior. This crematorium doesn't burn all the ashes, and the residue is sorry for my little temper. Lin Weiying was dumbfounded. This really pushes the plot to the extreme. The junior sister next to her suddenly spoke incoherently. Senior sister, this. Isn't that too much? I can't bear it. Lin Weiying sighed, and she checked in again to record every detail of this famous scene. However, while she was enjoying it to the fullest, the monks around her began to notice her anomaly. They saw her look excited every time she clocked in, and there seemed to be some unknown truth hidden in her eyes. How does she know so much about the truth of every incident? A monk secretly observed her. Could it be that she is the reincarnation of an immortal with great powers? Chapter 3, Finding the Truth and Harvesting Growth. As Lin Weiying checks in more and more, she begins to discover that the world is full of many hidden secrets. She deeply investigated the back of each famous scene and gradually uncovered the 1,000-year-old truth of the cultivation world. These hidden stories not only allowed her mind to grow gradually, but also made her gradually understand that the true meaning of cultivating immortals is not to break through the realm, but to find the connection between self and sentient beings. One day, she suddenly figured out a truth: even the most impossible thing, a melon-eating master like her, can change the direction of the world. She finally understood that whether it was in the world of cultivating immortals or in reality, no matter what kind of environment she was in, the most important thing was to cherish every opportunity, actively seek the answers in her heart, and grow into a better version of herself. At this moment, Lin Weiying smiled slightly, and suddenly brightened. From now on, I will continue to check in every famous scene and record every wonderful life, not only to uncover the truth, but also to find my own value, she said confidently. Chapter 4, The Renewal of Vientiane, The Revolution in the Cultivation Realm. Since Lin Weiying checked in those countless famous scenes, she is no longer just the melon-eating master in the cultivation world. Her reputation is getting louder and louder, and she has become the focus of many people's hearts. Not only did she record countless shocking secrets, but she also began to understand many of the deep-seated laws of the cultivation realm in the process of checking in one by one. As she dug deeper into these events, the underlying structure of the cultivation realm gradually emerged. She found that many of the so-called righteous paths and evil paths are actually driven by the selfish desires of a group of people, and behind these so-called heroes there are countless unknown intrigues. One day, the system issued a prompt again, and this time the check-in scene was a huge change in the Xiaochen world, the revelation of the head of Dabi. Explosion. In the biggest secret of the cultivation realm, the head of the big competition, a disciple was revealed to be the rebirth of a god thousands of years ago. Lin Weiying was shocked in her heart. This is too bloody, right? It is incredible that a god who was reborn 1,000 years ago could be hidden for so long. She immediately opened the system, recorded the famous scene in detail, and secretly vowed to reveal these secrets one by one. With the check-in of one famous scene after another, Lin Weiying's understanding is no longer limited to watching the excitement, and she begins to reflect and discuss more. She gradually realized that the change in this cultivation realm was not only a major event on the outside, but also a revolution in the heart of every monk. She began to collect and sort out the secrets of the major sects, excavate those neglected histories and legends, and share them with her peers, gradually causing a storm of ideas. The foundations of the cultivation realm began to waver, and many people began to question the traditional norms of cultivating immortals, eager to find a new direction and a way out. Chapter 5, Challenge and Awakening, and the Conspiracy. As Lin Weiying's fame spread, more and more monks came to her for advice or to verify some secrets. Just then, she suddenly received a challenge from a mysterious monk. If you really have that ability, why don't you have a duel yourself? Let's see if we can uncover the biggest conspiracy in the cultivation realm. The letter was written, in a provocative tone. Lin Weiying read the letter and was shocked. The challenge came too suddenly, and the words in the letter betrayed a deep hostility. She knew that there must be an untold conspiracy behind this. After some deliberation, Lin Weiying decided to take on the challenge. She knew that this was not only a test of her personal strength, but also an opportunity to completely reveal the dark truth behind the cultivation realm. On the day of the challenge, the high-level leaders of the cultivation realm gathered at the scene. Everyone is expecting Lin Weiying to succeed, and she herself is full of determination. She is no longer the simple melon-eating master she was at the beginning. Her heart has already completed the transformation, ready to face the upcoming challenges. The opponent of the challenge is a mysterious monk named Kang Che, who has lived in seclusion for many years and is rarely known. The real reason why Kang Che challenged Lin Weiying was not a simple fight, but wanted her to know a secret that was enough to change the entire cultivation realm. This world was actually a chessboard designed by the ancient gods, and every monk, and even every major event, had some kind of mysterious predestination. In this duel, Lin Weiying gradually discovered that Kang Che was far more powerful than she imagined. Not only does he have a strong cultivation, but he also has some kind of power that can control time and space. The two fought fiercely for hundreds of rounds, and in the end, Lin Weiying successfully defeated Kang Che with her deep understanding of the cultivation realm. However, just as she was about to end this showdown, Kang Che suddenly smiled. His smile carried a hint of sadness. Do you really think that the truth you have revealed will be the end? The true face of the cultivation realm is far darker than you think. Lin Weiying frowned, and a trace of uneasiness rose in her heart. She finally realized that the secrets of the cultivation realm were far more complicated than what she had discovered, and all she could see was just the tip of the iceberg. Chapter 6, An Opportunity for Change, Towards the Future. After this duel with Kang Che, Lin Weiying deeply felt the darkness and corruption of the cultivation realm. She began to strengthen her belief that everything she does is not just to reveal the truth, but to promote change in the world. She vowed to reveal the current situation of the cultivation realm one by one, and use this as an opportunity to lead sentient beings to a new future. The melon-eating army she leads will no longer be mere spectators, they will become a force for change in the world. With her leadership, more and more monks joined her. They began to gather their strength in the search for a new path of spiritual practice, one that no longer revolves around power and profit, but one that is full of wisdom and peace. The reform of the cultivation realm was thus initiated. And Lin Weiying, the former master of eating melons, has finally found her true mission. Congratulations to the host for checking in for the famous scene of Towards the Future. The future is in our hands after all. Lin Weiying smiled faintly, her eyes flashing with determination.